Hey, how's it going, everybody? Harrison George here with the Harrison George team. And today we're going to look at a video that somebody called into Dave Ramsey. Someone just sent it over to me, and I figured we'd take a quick look at it because I think that perhaps the people educating Dave Ramsey weren't fully educated. And obviously, it seems like the information that he's passed along may not be the best advice, at least in my personal opinion. When people say that they listen to or follow Dave Ramsey, I would say in many instances, they're probably not the right person for this product that we're going to be looking at. In many instances, somebody that's not overly too disciplined seems to be the kind of person that does follow Dave Ramsey. I think when people are very disciplined and understand how to use their money, some of Dave Ramsey's teachings aren't, in my opinion, the most accurate. So let's take a look at this video from Dave Ramsey.
Hi, Aaron. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Thank you, sir, for having me. Long-time listener. You've helped me get through a lot of stuff in the past, and hopefully you can help with the situation I'm in now.
Thanks. How can I help today?
Yeah. So 30 years old, me and my wife, we're looking at selling our house. As you know, the market here in Denver is pretty crazy. We've got some pretty solid equity in the house we have currently, upwards of $300,000. Looking to buy a new house, and we're given a couple options from the lender that we're working with. And one of them I'm extremely unfamiliar with. I've owned several houses, traditionally done just a fixed interest mortgage. They're offering me what's called an all-in-one loan. And I just was curious if you ever heard of that. Good, bad situation. What do you have to say?
I've not heard of it. It does sound like a brand particular to that lender.
So yeah, the all-in-one is the product that we've created, is the product that we brought over from Europe, Australia, which is really where the first lien HELOCs originated. I guess you could consider this loan a first lien HELOC, which is, I guess, exactly what it is. But our terminology, the name we call it, is an all-in-one. And if you understand how it works, it kind of makes sense. All of your income and all of your expenses go into and out of this account.
Sure. What does it entail?
So how they're marketing it is it's basically a savings account that the balance in the account reduces the interest by that amount. So, we have about $50,000 in cash that we keep in the account at all times.
So boiling it down to a savings account is probably the worst way to explain it. Essentially, this loan is much more than just a savings account. It's a line of credit that's paired with a checking and savings account. And the reason why he's saying savings account is the money that you earn in this loan goes directly into this checking or savings account. It's the account that your money goes in and out of. It has the wiring information. You pay bills out of it. You earn money into it. The functionality of this loan, though, is that every night, every dollar that goes into the checking account gets swept against your mortgage. Now, this isn't just any other standard mortgage. Let's say that this person has a mortgage balance or loan amount of $400,000. Well, they have a line of credit of $400,000. They just happen to owe the max amount that they could borrow. As they put money into it, I think he just said $50,000. He puts 50 grand into this loan. His balance goes down by 50,000, physically owing 350,000 on his home. But he still has access to that money. So when he needs it, he can use it. But while he's waiting to use it, it's sitting against the balance of his home, which is what your payment is calculated on this. It's only going to be calculated off of what you owe, not what you borrow.
So that would basically reduce the interest that's charged on the account. The thing I don't like about it is it's a variable interest rate. Right now it's around 3.5, versus I can get a 1.99 on a 15.
So this is from 4 some odd years ago. Yeah, rates were certainly lower back then. This loan actually still worked back then. And in many instances, you could actually argue that it works better now that rates are higher. Again, we're in that high 6s, low 8 range in between there. But let's take a look and hear what he has to say.
15-year fixed. But it has potential to go up from there. It's kind of a sliding rate. So the math, they provided me a spreadsheet that said it'll save $50,000 over the life of the loan or something, something like that. But it's just kind of a new territory to me.
Yeah. If you put the $50,000 as an extra down payment on the house, and you get out of debt that much faster, you're going to save a lot more.
That line makes no sense to me. If you put extra money down on your home, but you still get a 15 or 30-year loan, it's going to be for 15 or 30 years, unless if you pay extra to it. What I certainly think he's not understanding is that you still have access to the money. So you get the benefit of his education of pay off debt as fast as you can. But then you get the benefit of saying, well, an emergency came up and I stuck every extra $200, $300 I was able to save over the course of the month into my home. Well, it's locked away. I lose my job, wife loses her job. We can't get access to that money in an emergency if we needed it without probably going through some sort of hard money loan or something. It's just, it seems like this person educating him did a really bad job going through this product. And I'm pretty sure Dave actually knows about this product, which is why he was able to decipher, oh, it seems like it's a lender's product or something like that.
A lot more than their spreadsheet gave you.
And obviously, no, if you put $50,000 down on your home, you're still going to spend a lot of money in interest. And maybe in this guy's instance, he wasn't saving all too much money, certainly wasn't explaining the product properly. So I just wish I could talk to this person to really get a better understanding of what it is that his scenario looked like. Because I bet you that the person teaching him didn't walk him through this product properly.
It was math, and I've tried to run a bunch of different scenarios, and it ends up being a wash, basically.
For those of you that didn't hear, he said that he's an engineer. Engineers are phenomenal. Most of them get this product. A lot of them have difficulty getting the product right out of the gate because they are so knowledgeable in math and they are so technical and they understand a lot of complex things that sometimes they actually get in their own way and cause more issues because they think that they know how the product works before you finish explaining it. And in many instances, they just tell themselves how it works and they go, oh, I know how it works, even though you didn't explain it to me, and that doesn't work for me. And they get themselves way further down the line than just saying, okay, let's look at this product step by step. It doesn't take too long to understand it. If you were to sit down and walk through everything, you could have a generally good understanding of this loan in like 20 or 30 minutes.
And here's the other thing. Here's the other part of that is there's a part of the math that's hard to put in there, and it's the analysis of risk. That the more debt you have on the house, obviously the higher your payment is, and so the more risk you have. The longer you're in debt, the more risk you have, and the higher the ratio of loan to value is, the higher your risk is.
I'll let him finish this, but I would arguably say that a 30-year mortgage is more risky. It's just that people know the risk. That's what's the craziest thing about it is you can show somebody a full amortization schedule of the 30 years of their mortgage and say, over the life of the loan, you're going to spend $450,000 in interest, but your payment's never going to change. Well, your principal and interest won't change collectively. Your taxes and insurance might, sure. But people look at that and say, at least I know what my interest rate is. This loan does the two things that he was saying, gets you out of debt faster, pays your home off faster, and spends less money in interest, which in my opinion is the risk on this product. By all means, if you're not saving an adequate amount of money at the end of every single month or at the end of every single year, some months you might spend a little more, Christmas, anniversaries, birthdays, etc. That's okay. Loan's designed for that. That's the whole point of this loan. Live your life how you want to live it. And when those difficult times come, and you can assure yourself that difficult times are going to come, this loan helps you get over that without so much turbulence.
Is. And that it's hard to put that to an actual math figure, but that's common sense. We know that to be true.
Not that
because you and I have walking around sense, right? We know that if I owe more money, I have more risk.
Right.
Duh. So but it's hard to actually put an actual dollar figure to that. The way we do see that play out in reality and where we can measure it is like when we did the Ramsey team did our Ramsey research study on millionaires, and we studied 10,000 millionaires. We didn't find a single one that used a technique like you're talking about to become wealthy. Not one.
Correct.
Would love to see that study. I would love to see all of his information because the technique isn't the loan product. It's how the product is utilized. leveraging the things that you are good at, earning money and saving money to pay off the things that are costing you money so that those things can earn you more money faster. It's a relatively simple idea, but I just think that because he's relating it to this specific item, he's saying, well, nobody that we've spoken to, thousands of people have not used this name loan. Sure, it's possible they may not have. I mean, there's 300 some odd million people in the United States. I would assume that maybe not every single person has heard about this loan.
Instead, we found the typical millionaire. All the data tells us that the typical millionaire quickly gets out of debt. Average pays off their home in 11.2 years, which means that some do it sooner, some do it longer. But that was the average among the 10,000 millionaires.
I wonder if I see when people give statistics, there's probably so much more information behind the scenes that we don't know. I would bet that payoff of home is they're selling home and buying new home, because especially over the last 10 plus years, yeah, sure, maybe the last 4 years, not so much, but prior to that, when rates were in the mid fives and lower, a lot of these millionaires were probably doing what a lot of people did and saying, I'm getting debt that's very, very cheap because it's not going to be here forever. And in 10 years, 5 years, today, they go, wow, thank goodness I got all of those loans on those homes at 2.5% that I was able to pull out money and go and buy more real estate, more investment properties, other investments, period, start businesses at very cheap money that I know that the thing that I just spent money on is going to be able to pay for that and whatever else I need to afford.
Millionaires, none of them were sitting around going, I'm going to figure out a way mathematically to borrow my own money back and pay a little higher interest rate on a variable, and spreadsheet says, and all this crap that they're telling you, right?
I'm also going to disagree with that. I bet you a lot of them said, if I can borrow money at 2.5 and I can earn it at 10, even after taxes, there's still an arbitrage amount that I'm going to be just crushing it. And I bet you a lot of people, I know a lot of people did that. I did loans during 2020 and 2021. I had so many people coming to me saying, I'm pulling money out. I'm moving to this different state. I'm starting a business. I'm buying laundromats. I'm buying car washes. I'm putting my money somewhere else that I know that I can earn a lot more than it's going to cost me. And the property that I had somebody in that I'm pulling money out of anyways had a tenant in. So now, sure, they may have profited a little bit more when they didn't have a mortgage balance. Their payment's still getting covered by the tenant, and now they were able to go get a new business. Those people are crushing it right now. I would love to find a way of talking with Dave, because there are so many things that I do 100% agree with him, but there are certain things that I don't see. And for the average individual, somebody that's really struggling, that has a boatload of credit card debt, I just pulled up the balances of credit card debt in the United States, and it's essentially doubled since 2016. I want to say it's at like 1.2 or 1.3 trillion. In 2016, we were just at just below 0.7 trillion. So it is insane the amount of credit card debt that people have accumulated, even in just the last 9-10 years. And I think a lot of people realize that, hey, money's cheap and nothing lasts forever. Rates are low now. Rates are going to go up. They got 0% interest rate credit cards. Perhaps they moved somewhere. They wanted to start a business. There is more than just face value when it comes to somebody's finances. It's a full-blown living organism. And in many instances, it's not a blanket, hey, this product works for you. It's, which you should be doing this anyways. Does this product work for me in my specific scenario? And if it works for me, that does not mean it's going to work for somebody that has my same job, that's my same age, same income, same debts, because they may be living their life completely differently. So I really encourage everybody not to just say, oh, Dave Ramsey said, or Harrison George said, or so-and-so said I should do this. It's show me the math. Prove it to me. Give me the information. Give me the data. I really hope you guys got some information from this. I'd love to find a time to answer any other questions that you have. Feel free to click all over the screen or click below if you have any other questions. If you want to connect with us, feel free to reach out. Thank you guys so much. We really appreciate you watching this video. Talk soon. Peace.